So I'm here today to talk a little bit about Beet, which is the new product that just came out. I'm going to talk about why we have Beet in Synergy's lineup, how it fits in, and what it does, basically. Typical disclaimer, it's there. But Synergy is really a blood flow company. We're not entirely blood flow, but that is a big part of what we are because we're pro-arginine, and pro-arginine is a blood flow product. Beet is similar in some ways to pro-arginine. I'm going to talk about how they're similar and how they're different, but I want to keep in mind some of the things that you've learned about pro-arginine will apply to Beet, and they kind of work synergistically together. Beet, as we've talked about, that's the new partner to pro-arginine. It's a blood flow product like pro-arginine, but when I'm talking about blood flow now with Beet, I want to talk a little bit about metabolic health and what metabolic health is and how blood flow, both pro-arginine and Beet, but particularly Beet, apply to metabolic health. So people in this country, really worldwide, we don't eat enough fruits and vegetables. Only about 6% of us get the recommended amount of 5 servings of vegetables per day. We're really, really low in fiber. We have a really poor diet overall. They've actually named a diet the SAD diet for Americans, standard American diet, because of the kinds of foods that we eat and how that has affected our overall health, our metabolic health. I want to go back to that what is metabolic health concept. Metabolic health is a pretty difficult concept when you think about it because it could be anything from, how I metabolize food to all of the different biochemical reactions that are happening in my body. If I'm a biochemist, which I've done a lot of biochemistry, I'm an organic chemist, which is a little bit different. But if I were a biochemist, I would think about metabolic health and metabolism as building and breaking down molecules. And that's kind of what metabolism is throughout the whole body. For us, to make it easy to understand, we're going to talk about metabolic health in terms of specific risk factors that are associated with overall general health, lifestyle health. If I have high blood pressure, that's one of the risk factors that determines metabolic health. If I have HDL cholesterol level that's outside of the norm, that's one of those risk factors that's associated with poor metabolic health. HDL should be at least 40. If it's below 40, that's too low. HDL is the good cholesterol. If I have triglyceride levels that are too high, then I have a risk then I have poor metabolic health. If I have blood sugar levels that are too high, fasting blood sugar levels, that's another sign of poor metabolic health. And if I have an elevated waist circumference, that's another sign of poor metabolic health. So these 5 different signs, if I have all 5 of them in the optimal range, then I have optimal metabolic health. I'm one of only a small fraction of the country that has optimal metabolic health. And a big part of the reason why we have such poor metabolic health in this country is, again, this poor diet. This slide here talks a little bit about the type of diet that we have, but in a different way than just saying we don't eat enough vegetables. It's showing us exactly what we eat and what we don't eat. If you look at this graph, any of these bars that are heavily blue, it means that we're not eating enough of those foods. Anything that's heavily gray, it means we're eating too much of them. So things like green vegetables, red vegetables, starchy vegetables, all vegetables in general, we don't eat enough vegetables. That's not a surprise considering only 6% of us get the recommended amount. The types of foods that we do eat a lot of are refined grains. This is a major problem with our overall health. The great thing about metabolic health is pretty much entirely within our control. If we can change our diet and our exercise level, and that's a big thing to do with pro-arginine and Beet is exercise level. I want you to remember that. If I change my diet and I change my exercise level, I'm much more likely to have optimal metabolic health. There's studies that show just changing my exercise, increasing exercise, improves metabolic health dramatically. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about blood flow. There's a lot of things about blood flow, why blood flow is important. One of the things is transport of nutrients. As I consume different foods, nutrients get in my bloodstream. They go from my bloodstream into my tissues, and they're used by my body. If I enhance blood flow, I can actually enhance the distribution of those nutrients. This is one of those reasons why taking products like proarginine and Cinebeat together with other products can enhance the effect of those other products. So if I'm taking something like proarginine, Cinebeat, and Cinnamune, I'm enhancing the immune enhancing benefit of Cinnamune. Taking these products together can enhance the other products and how well they work because of this phenomenon of increased nutrient distribution. This is really what I want to get into as far as blood flow and metabolic health. Exercise in general enhances blood flow. Just exercising, one of the main benefits is enhanced blood flow. A lot of people don't exercise enough. One of the great things about products that enhance blood flow is they signal my body in the same way that exercise does. If I'm taking my proarginine and my Cinebeat, I'm enhancing blood flow through the products that I'm consuming, and it's like exercise for my cardiovascular system. It's like exercise for my veins and arteries and blood vessels. There's a fluid dynamics term called shear stress. Shear stress is basically the force of a liquid flowing through a pipe. If I push a liquid through a pipe quickly, it puts stress on the walls. You can think about it like taking two pieces of paper, putting them close together and blowing in between those pieces of paper. It'll actually collapse the piece of paper. It'll draw them in together. That's the force of the air in that case going through those pieces of paper. It pulls them in. There's actual signal molecules basically on the cell wall of my endothelium in my blood vessels that can sense the blood flow, that can sense the shear stress. And based on the amount of blood flow that I'm getting, based on the shear stress, I can actually change gene expression. I can change protein expression. I can do a lot of things that change how those cells are in terms of even how they're aligned, even the physical location of those cells. So the more I have enhanced blood flow on a regular basis, the healthier those cells are, the healthier their gene expression is, the healthier my whole cardiovascular system is. This is one of the main reasons why exercise is so beneficial to cardiovascular health. And we can do a lot of those same benefits by taking products like Cinebeat and proarginine that enhance blood flow. Now I want to talk a little bit about the specifics of Cinebeat. Because Cinebeat, it's the new product. It is kind of an acute blood flow product. It's a right now blood flow product. And it's also a blood flow product that was designed to work synergistically with proarginine. I'm going to explain those things. I mentioned the acute effect, the right now effect of Cinebeat. The right now effect mostly comes from the beetroot. The beetroot is high. The beetroots that we use are very, very high in dietary nitrates. And these nitrates, when I consume them, they immediately start reacting with salivary enzymes that break them down into nitrites, where they're then converted in my body to nitric oxide. So we know about nitric oxide from when we talk about proarginine. Nitric oxide is one of the three main mechanisms that my body uses to increase blood flow. So if I take dietary nitrates, I convert them directly into nitric oxide in a very rapid process that increases my nitric oxide levels quickly, that increases my blood flow quickly. This conversion of dietary nitrates to nitric oxide is quite different than the mechanism that you would see in proarginine. It's an immediate effect. If you look at exercise and nitric oxide, this is one of the reasons why this is one of the reasons why I take proarginine, is because when I take proarginine for a long period of time, it makes my body perform better. When I take Cinebeat, one single acute dose makes my body perform better right now. So if I'm taking Cinebeat right before exercise, it's going to have a dramatic effect on my performance. Proarginine is one of those things that it builds up in my system. And over the course of time, I have improved overall health and improved overall performance, but I don't see quite as dramatic of an effect because of the difference between dietary nitrates converting to nitric oxide and the endothelial nitric oxide synthase that proarginine uses. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later. The key takeaway from Beets in the Beets section of Cinebeat is it provides dietary nitrates that convert to nitric oxide quickly into my system and give me an immediate boost in blood flow an immediate boost in the feeling of energy, all the great things that I get from pro-arginine, they're happening. It's just that it happens right now. And then if I take it with pro-arginine, which is something that I like to do, it happens right now, but then it's sustained. It lasts for a long time. So it's a really great effect. The other piece of Beet, specific antioxidant blend in here that is composed of this green tea, blueberry, turmeric, broccoli, tart cherry, kale, and green coffee. For all those people who are interested in caffeine, I say this improves your energy. These are decaffeinated extracts. There's less caffeine in Beet than you would get in a little square of chocolate. It's not giving you energy because it's caffeinated. It's giving you energy because it's enhancing blood flow and improving your overall performance. So it's a different thing. But this proprietary antioxidant blend has actually been shown to significantly increase nitric oxide levels in the body. This is mechanistically quite different than the Beets, the nitric oxide. It's also mechanistically different than pro-arginine. So there's some synergy that can happen here between both products. And I'm going to explain that a little bit more. But just on its own, S7 has been shown to increase nitric oxide levels by 230%, which is a huge amount. We also have this phytonutrient blend in Beet. There's a specific reason why we put certain polyphenols in here, certain plant extracts in here. If you look at polyphenols in general, there's specific polyphenols that enhance cardiovascular health. They provide cardiovascular benefit. So we're including some of these polyphenols for their direct cardiovascular benefit, but we're also including some of these polyphenols because of their effect on blood flow. And I'm going to talk about that later as well. Another thing that is important about Beet is the inclusion of very specific micronutrients. It's not a multivitamin. It's looking at very specific B vitamins, particularly the methyl forms of B vitamins and magnesium that are known to enhance energy. So we have these micronutrients that are a part of the energy production cycle in your body. There's a cycle in your body called the citric acid cycle, Krebs cycle, and it's basically the main cycle that happens in your mitochondria that produces ATP, which is the energy molecule in your body. All of these nutrients are important for energy production. All of these nutrients support energy production. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about pro-arginine because I want to redefine for you guys briefly how pro-arginine works and how it can work well with Beet. You've probably all seen this before. You've heard this before. The main effect, there's other things with pro-arginine. It's a very, very powerful product, but the main effect of pro-arginine is the use of arginine citrulline to act as a ligand for eNOS, which is endothelial nitric oxide synthase, to produce nitric oxide. And this is actually a pretty cool thing because it almost trains your body over time to where your body becomes more efficient at using arginine and citrulline and creating nitric oxide. So the more you take pro-arginine, the better the effect becomes over time. There's other things. Pro-arginine is such a powerful product. It's way more than just arginine citrulline. There's a million arginine products on the market. There's a million citrulline products on the market. I've been doing sports nutrition forever. Sports nutrition started using arginine way after Synergy was using arginine. Synergy's been using it longer for the cardiovascular health benefits. Really one of the first companies in the world to make a big deal, a big product that uses pro-arginine. They've been in the sports nutrition industry forever because of their effect on performance. One of the problems with these types of products is they're not balanced properly. There's something called myeloperoxidase, which it's basically an enzyme that deals with it's a measure of oxidative stress in your body. If you have high levels of oxidative stress in your body, nitric oxide can actually be kind of a negative thing. It can actually cause problems in your system. This product, this pro-arginine product, was actually designed with specific myeloperoxidase inhibition in the product, specific antioxidants in the product that can help with preventing some of the negative effects that you could potentially see from enhancing nitric oxide so that you get all the positive things, all the good things, without any of the potential negative things. This is one of the big things about both pro-arginine and Beet. This is something that if you look in the literature, it's relatively new, but it's something that we've known traditionally for a long time, that we can use different polyphenols, different herbs, basically, different plants to upregulate specific genes in our body. And one of those genes is eNOS. If I say I can upregulate eNOS expression, that means my body's producing more eNOS. If I'm producing more enos and I'm taking proarginine, I can create more nitric oxide. I can create it faster. When we developed proarginine way back in the day, we put grape seed extract in there. We put grape skin extract in there. We were trying to take advantage of this phenomenon that one of the reasons why people think red wine is healthy is because of these types of polyphenols that upregulate enos expression that increase nitric oxide in the body. We put those in proarginine itself. Now, if you look at the polyphenols that are in center beet, they're specifically designed to increase enos expression. These same types of polyphenols can upregulate enos expression. If I'm taking center beet, I'm getting that great boost, immediate boost in nitric oxide levels, but I'm also helping train my body to produce more endothelial nitric oxide synthase. I'm training my body to react better to proarginine so that when I take them in combination over time, they just work better and better and better for my body. So you get kind of a compounded effect between these two products. You might say, well, I've got proarginine. Why would I ever need another blood flow product? The reason is because they work together to make an even better version of the product. If I take both of these products together, they both work better than if I take just one. Specific benefits of center beet. I'm going to talk a little bit more than just what's on here because this is kind of the basic stuff. The main benefit of center beet, the main benefit of blood flow enhancement in general is that one, I get increased performance. That's huge for me. I'm in the gym all the time. I'm lifting, I'm doing things. And this increased performance is a big deal for me in the gym. It's also a big deal for me in the office because increased performance isn't just about exercise. It's about enhanced blood flow to my brain. That means I can actually think more clearly. I can respond better to challenging situations. I can be on point when I need to be on point. Better performance in the gym, better performance in the office. Those are big deals. Increased nutrient availability and usage. That's a big deal. More efficient removal of waste. That's a big deal as well. It's one of the reasons why it works so well in the gym is because I can flush out all those metabolic byproducts from that happen when I'm exercising that stop my muscles from working. One of the biggest benefits to this product, both these products actually, proarginine and center beet, is I'm getting the benefits of exercise, some of the benefits of exercise when I'm taking these products. I'm actually exercising my cardiovascular system by increasing blood flow. I'm changing gene expression in my endothelium. I'm making marked changes in my health. And when we're talking about metabolic health, you've got blood lipid levels that are associated with cardiovascular health. You've got, or that's the HDL cholesterol. You've got triglyceride levels associated with cardiovascular health. You've got blood pressure that's associated with cardiovascular health. Those three things are specifically associated with metabolic health. They're 3 of the 5 indicators that are all dramatically impacted by these products. Long-term, exercise benefits, things like that. There's also a benefit with waist circumference. These are really metabolic health products, and center beet itself, it enhances the effect of proarginine, and proarginine enhances the effect of center beet. So they're a great pair. They work together so well. They're actually designed to complement each other. You get the immediate effect from one and the long-term effect from the other. And the more you take them, the more they train your body to work better with the nitric oxide production. That's it. Thank you very much. Appreciate your attention.
Thank you for this great information. I know it's a lot to take in. We would like to take a little bit of time, Mike, and see if there are any questions we might be able to answer before we end the call, if that's okay.
I have a question about the product and the fraternity. So I have a lot of friends who is taking the product to kind of for the fraternity reason. They want to, be able to conceive better and have egg quality increased. So one of the one of the questions that asked me is they know proarginine has been promoted for the benefit for fraternity, but then like the center beet, I have a hard time to explain why they have to take it along with the proarginine. Yeah.
As far as fertility goes, I don't know that there's a direct benefit with fertility. There is a very strong sexual health component for men and women actually with these products because of the enhanced blood flow. If you look at many of the pharmaceuticals that are associated with sexual health, things like Viagra, Cialis, things like that, these were actually initially cardiovascular health products. I used to work at Pfizer a long, long time ago, back when Viagra was still on patent. And it was designed, it was actually a mistake, almost, the Viagra was. They had developed this product for cardiovascular health, and they were doing clinical studies, and the men didn't want to give the product back because it had side effects as far as like erectile dysfunction and whatnot. And it's the enhanced blood flow from these products that lead to improved sexual health. And it's the same for both men and women. But direct effect on fertility, I wouldn't necessarily say that there is one.
Thank you. Well, my understanding is a lot of IVF clinic, they sell L-arginine for not a sexual reason, but for they can increase the blood flow to their uterus and also probably pump blood to the eggs.
So this is going to the nutrient distribution.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. You're increasing blood flow, you're increasing oxygen to the organs that are critical, and you're increasing nutrient flow to those critical organs.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that question, Isabel. Appreciate it. I hope that's helpful to a lot of you guys here.
The Center Beet sounds absolutely amazing. I'm assuming it's the same product they launched in Europe, but I haven't tried it with Pro-arginine and together, so I'm super excited about that. We have so many great products, Mike. What 3 products would you absolutely take with Synergy right now? I'm assuming to be the Center Beet, Pro-arginine. What would be the other one?
Oh man, that you're getting me down to 3. That's really tough. I love E9. A lot of my product selection is associated with athletic performance. I'm kind of a gym rat. I lift a lot. I have been a competitive powerlifter for a long time. And I really think the combination, my own pre-workout, my personal pre-workout is the Center Beet plus Pro-arginine plus E9. I think that gives me a great benefit, a great boost. And I notice a huge performance boost in the gym. I also am a huge fan of the Biome DTX. My passion is microbiome and metabolic health. And Biome DTX is an amazing product for improving metabolic health because of the fiber content in this product. And also you get this great benefit for your microbiome because the type of fiber that's in this product is amazing for prebiotic effect. It's food for the healthy bacteria. And there's such a correlation between microbiome and body weight, microbiome and athletic performance, microbiome and mood. I take my Biome DTX. I don't get that direct effect that I do with Pro-arginine or Center Beet or E9, but I know long term I'm significantly improving my health and my performance. So that's another great one. And I love the Biome Shake. I'm a protein guy. You really can't go wrong with the Biome Shake. It's not just protein, it's protein plus. And to me, it's amazing. Sorry, I went more than 3.
No, I love that. Mike, one of the questions I have, though, with the Biome DTX, can I take that with any of our Synergy products? Because I know that removes metals and toxins and all the stuff we don't want in our body. I've heard things like, oh, you can't take it with Pro-arginine. It's gonna exit out or whatever. Is that true, or can I just mix it as I go, because it is a lot of liquids to drink in a day, right?
The reason why it removes heavy metals, the heavy metal detox portion of Biome DTX, is mostly to do with the zinc that's in there. It's mostly to do with the zinc, and it's looking at chelation of specific types of metals. It's not going to chelate arginine. It's not going to chelate any of the vitamins or minerals that are in Pro-arginine. It's removing heavy metal toxins, things that you would get like your lead, your mercury, your arsenic, these types of things that come from the groundwater, that come from the environment, that get into your system. The one potential issue with Biome DTX is the fiber. Fiber can sometimes act as an anti-nutrient. That being said, I don't think there's any issue taking it with Pro-arginine. But for me personally, I don't take it with Pro-arginine. I take it before I eat. And the reason I take it before I eat is because the fiber itself has a satiety effect. And also there's an effect on lipid and glucose metabolism that's very, very beneficial. This is kind of a stray from Center Beet, but if I consume fiber with a meal, it changes the way that the carbohydrates in the meal get digested. So it has less of an impact on my blood sugar levels and less of an impact on my blood insulin levels. It gives me a healthier overall response to the food that I'm eating. So I take it before my meal. It helps me maintain a healthy body weight because I'm eating less food. And it helps me maintain a healthy body weight and a healthy overall metabolic health because I'm reducing the impact of carbohydrates and some lipids on my body. So it's an amazing product in that respect. It does have the heavy metal detox aspect to it. I've never been a big believer in that until recently. Unfortunately, I spent a big part of my life, outside of the supplement industry, and I never really realized the amount of toxins that we're exposed to on a daily basis. And
Yep.
I've been doing a lot of research in the last 10 years where I've been in the supplement industry on the need for detoxification. It blows my mind, the kinds of things that we're exposed to on a daily basis. So now I'm a believer in the detox, but I'm still taking it for that pre-meal fiber effect. And yeah, I get the detox benefits on top of it.
Great. Thanks so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Rudy. Great questions. And I see a lot of heads nodding. So I'm glad this is resonating and helping a lot of people. I think we have our next topic selected. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. There's one last one I'd like to ask you, and it's on the chat from Angelina Lim. What's the best time to take Synerbeat and ProArginine? Is there a recommended time? What's your answer to that?
It depends on what your goals are. For me, I take them pre-workout. And that's because I want to get that benefit pre-workout. It also depends on how much you own and how many servings you want to take per day. So I also, when it's like 2:00 in the afternoon and I'm feeling tired, I don't want to drink caffeine anymore, because if I drink caffeine, I won't be able to sleep at night. So I take my ProArginine and my Synerbeat. I think that to me is the best time of day to take it, is that 2:00 to 4:00 window where you're starting to drag, you're starting to not feel very good, or any time that you really want to perform. If I'm going to do a presentation, this presentation tonight, I don't want to have caffeine before this presentation. I don't want to try and do any stimulants. I took my ProArginine and my Synerbeat so that I can perform well, so that I can be awake and processing quickly and processing well. I've got all that blood flow. I've got all that oxygen in my brain. If you want to be in the boardroom, if you want to, whatever you're doing that you want to perform well at, be it mentally or physically, that's when you take it, or you take it for your afternoon pick-me-up.
Excellent. All right, Mike.
Hey, Alex, can I make one quick comment?
Yes, go ahead. Paul.
Hey,
yeah.
Good. How you doing, Alex? So yeah, we launched this a couple months ago in Europe, and like Mike said, this is a fantastic product, and there's a lot of beet products on the market. And so you go type in, what it does for nitric oxide, what it does in the body. It's a great product. I did exactly what Mike said over there. I was dragging because I was traveling place to place to place, and I took the ProArginine and the Beets together. Somebody recommended that, and it was great. I had a pickup. I felt great. It wasn't that caffeine spike and then a drop later. So great product, and I'm excited we have it here.
Paul brings up a really good point too. Yeah. There's a lot of beet products on the market. I firmly believe that the beets that we have are the highest quality beets. That being said, it's not just beets. It's called Synerbeat, but it's beets plus a scientifically designed selection of plants that actually help enhance blood flow, and the scientifically designed collection of polyphenols that specifically work to upregulate enos expression, so that not only does it enhance blood flow now, it enhances blood flow through other mechanisms using these different polyphenols that are in there, this S7 blend, and it also works synergistically with ProArginine by design to improve blood flow much more than you would get from any other beet product, and to work in combination with ProArginine in a way that just makes the two products together unbeatable.
Awesome.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Alex, I'm sorry. This is Dan. I just want to ask one more quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When we did the high desert study, they took 10 elemental grams of ProArginine in the morning on an empty stomach. and then 10 at about 4 p.m. And that whole study was based around that. Is that something that the way I'm looking at it is the center beats on top of proarginine is only going to enhance that. Do you feel the same way? It's kind of like you using it for a pre-workout, but I'm just saying from a cardiovascular standpoint, from neuropathy, for all the challenges those patients were going high desert, that was the protocol. Do you agree with that?
Yes. Everything that you're doing with proarginine is really based around the blood flow enhancement that you get from proarginine. If I take these two products together, it's going to have a dramatically magnified effect because of the synergistic potential between the two. So absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Alex.